What's going on, Pats Nation? Welcome to another edition of the Cans Pats Talk Patriots podcast. Here today on a Monday, man. Me and my boy Willie, co-host, about to get on and recap some of the game from yesterday, Patriots versus Seahawks. What's going on with you, bro? How'd you enjoy the game yesterday?
Hey man, it was a good game at the beginning. I was definitely looking forward to seeing the end, and I thought for a while there we had it. So we'll get into it, but yeah, I mean we're definitely doing better through two games than I thought we were going to be. So I'll take that at least.
Most definitely, man. Hey, let's go ahead. You right, man. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. What really stood out to you about the game from the game yesterday? Me personally, I felt like, we played just like you just said. You hit that on the head. We played better than I expected. I actually had this one marked down as a loss. I said, but coming into the year during the summer when the schedule came out, I said if we beat Cincinnati, we'll lose to Seattle. I don't see us start out 2-0, but if we lose to Cincinnati, we'll beat Seattle. So it went just about how I thought it was going to go. Man, we beat Cincinnati last week. Then we came in. It was tough to come out and play the same way that you played against Cincinnati the week before. It's tough. It's tough to ask for a young Patriots team to come out and play that same way. No turnover. Well, they didn't turn the ball over on the kickoff, on the block kickoff. That's other than that, they really didn't have no turnovers. Tough to play that again. No penalties. But I think Seattle's an underrated team. I think Geno Smith played pretty good. What you think?
Yeah, man. So I think we started off real good, right? We were running the ball. Ramondre was having a great game, and we had that touchdown to Jalen Polk. That was great. I think they got away from the run a little bit towards the second quarter, third quarter. They kind of try to have Brissett throwing a little bit more, and it didn't really work very well. So they went back to the run, and still they had success, towards the end of the game. So I think for the majority of the game, the Pats did pretty good. The offensive line held up during the run. There was obviously some issues there there was some issues there during the pass, but the run definitely held up. I mean, Ramondre, he seems like he's going to be a beast the whole year. Brissett, he was okay. He was managing the game pretty well at the beginning, and then it just kind of fell off the wheels there. But I said it last week when we talked. If Geno has a great game, Brissett's going to have to kind of keep up with him. He's going to have to throw the ball, and he seemed to be doing that at the beginning. And then I don't know what happened, man. He just couldn't keep up. Geno ended up having over 300 yards. Metcalf had that crazy, 56-yard bomb that he caught, and it just that was a beautiful throw. I mean, the Pats they seemed confused. They didn't know who was covering them, and he just went off. JSN went off, right? I said last week
two receivers over 100 yards.
Yeah. I said last week that JSN he's got skills. He could go off any game. He didn't have a great year last year, but I think this year he's gonna prove why he got drafted so high. And man, it's hard to keep up with a team that can pass. Brissett, he's good for where he is, but at the end of the day, we need a real passer who can throw it down. I mean, I think they had 2 or 3 catches all game to receivers.
Yeah, 3 catches for like 19 yards. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's not going to cut it.
19 yards, man. That's not going to cut it. It's okay if you run the ball, but you got the running. We run the ball so good, but we still not getting that downfield play action. So I don't know if that's a coaching or something. I know after the game they said something about they believe that they're telling the defense what they're doing or something like that. Like the defense is getting a tail on them or something. I don't know if it's the alignment or what, but we got to get the passing game going. Pot Douglas got 2 catches through 2 games. Taquan Thornton is just stationary. He's just out there getting cardio in. Jalen Pope, he caught a touchdown, but other than that, he had another catch too. KJ Osborne, like I don't know what's going on with the passing game, and we're running the ball. No, we probably top 5 rushing team right now. We had 180 something yards yesterday on the ground. With us running the ball so smooth, so good like it's been, it should be opened up a lot more in the passing game with the intermediate routes, even downfield, and it's not doing that. So what does that tell you? The offensive line's been bad. I think that Michael Winu, I think he's a guard. He's not a tape. Shouldn't be at right tackle. He got blew by a couple of times. He had a low grade yesterday in pass blocking. I think Vidarian Lowe on the other side, he hasn't really been that good. Chuck's a core for it. The guy we got from Pittsburgh, I think we let him. We're gonna let him go. He left the team, so it's a lot going on right now, and they can't get the passing game. Gonna seem like they're one dimensional. All they really can do is just run the ball. Now, they've been running the ball pretty good. They turned over to the defense. DK Metcalf just to start the game, and we had that first drive was pretty good. Next drive, DK Metcalf. Seattle comes back wide open, 56-yard touchdown. Gonzo and Duggar, they're looking at each other. They don't know what happened. Nobody knows what happened there. So, but from a defensive perspective, if you take away that wide open touchdown, defense played pretty good. I mean, went to overtime and
They
then
did, yeah.
together like one more drive the rest of the way. That one they had like a long drive. I think it was probably the second quarter when Zach Charbonnet scored, but they
Yeah.
put together a good drive there. Other than that, they really didn't do anything. It was more so on the offense. Jacoby Brissett not pushing the ball downfield, not even looking downfield. Throwing like he's not even throwing the ball like within 5 to 10 yards. Hunter Henry had a pretty good game. I think Hunter Henry had like 8 or 9 catches for over 100 something yards. Like
Yeah.
high
He
score.
started off hot for
Yeah.
sure.
So
Yeah, I mean, I think a combination of our weak offensive line and then Brissett being really limited, what he can do, is what's killing us, right? If we had a quarterback that could throw the ball and can kind of make some things happen with his legs or just make some good throws down the field, then the O-line wouldn't be hurting us as much, right? Or if we had a good O-line, Brissett would be a much better quarterback. So it's just that combination put together is not great for us. So they definitely got to figure out, what they're going to do because running the ball all game isn't going to work. I mean, it took them to overtime, right? So
yeah,
it was while the defense was holding up, but then it only took one drive in OT where Geno started throwing the ball all over the field, and boom, game over. So there's going to be a lot more teams. You saw Aaron Rodgers; he's heating up, right? He had a good game, 2 touchdowns last game. He's coming up next. I mean, Brissett's not going to keep up with Aaron Rodgers, obviously.
nah.
But he's got to do something if there's any chance of them winning that game.
And I'm watching Brissett. Let's get to defense right quick. We just got some breaking news. Juwan Bentley is out for the year. Torn pectoral. He will be out for the year. He banged his shoulder yesterday against Seattle. He was questionable to come back, but he didn't come back. So Rappaport just tweeted he's out for the year. Another huge loss. You trade away Judon to Atlanta to the Falcons. They play tonight. Christian Barmer's probably gonna be out for the year with the blood clot situations. Then you got Juwan Bentley. Now he's out for the year. So 3 starters already gone. Not counting Judon because we traded him, but Barmer. And then I think from the pass rush, we need more from the pass rush. Keon White had a couple sacks yesterday. Josh Usay, he ain't doing much. Dietrich Wise. So I think your defense is starting to lose some depth. They got to get some defensive help for because I mean only people that really played good. Yes, I think the defense played good as a whole, but I think we need more pass rush. We need Keon White needs some help there, and hopefully Barmer can come back. You don't want to rush that situation. Hopefully he can come back. If not, oh well. But right now it's like the defense. Geno Smith had all day in the pocket for the most part, other than a couple sacks by Keon White. And Seattle offensive line was banged up, and we didn't get a lot of pressure. We didn't hit him a lot. We got to him a couple of times. Other than that, he had pretty all day in the pocket, throwing for 300-something yards on a pretty good Patriots defense.
Yeah, I mean, the only one who did, I mean, we had the guy who had the 2 sacks. I think Gonzalez did pretty well, for the most part. I know Metcalf caught a couple on him. That 56-yard run or catch wasn't really on Gonzo, but it was more of a, confusion on the Pat side. But for sure, it's they definitely need to strengthen that up too, right? We can't have a bad O-line and a bad defensive line and a quarterback who can't throw down the field. I mean, at that point, it's starting to look like the team that everyone was, suggesting we were going to be this year.
Yeah.
So we definitely need to
be true.
Yeah, I mean we caught the Bengals on a bad week, right? I mean, had the Bengals played the way they played yesterday against the Patriots, it might have been a 27-0 game, right? So we caught that one lucky. We almost got the Seahawks, which is a pretty good team, but we got to get better, right? Not worse. So hopefully this week, the defensive line steps up a little bit more. The O-line hopefully has a good week of practice and they figure out a way to kind of plug those holes and make sure that Brissett has some time to throw. Because we can't just, I mean, we can't outrun the Jets, right? They got Breece Hall.
Yeah.
We can't outthrow them, right? They got Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson. So we got to do something in order to be able to stay competitive in that game.
I think we're a couple plays from being 2-0. I mean, if that field goal doesn't get blocked, I think it was like a 48-yard field goal. If it doesn't get blocked, I think, I mean, we're forcing them to drive. We made that field goal with, 23-17, I think. We're forcing them to drive the ball down the field against our defense with like 3 minutes left. I like our chances. I like the defense's chance to get a stop there. So I mean, I think that field goal, then they get a field goal, then they get a field goal. I knew when we took the ball in overtime, went 3 and out, I said game over. I had already seen the story before I said the game is over. So
for sure. At that point, the Seahawks they were picking up their offense and everything. They just happened to run out of time in the fourth quarter. I know that it wouldn't have been a smart football play for them to go for that 4th and 1. Right, we got excuse me, we got a lot of
Yeah.
fans talking about they should have gone for that 4th and 1. That wouldn't have been a smart football play. We were on our own side of the field. Uh, but at the end of the day, right, it's a game. This is a game you weren't supposed to win. So go
You
for it,
2-0.
right? Right. I mean, go for it. See what happens. We ended up
Yeah.
losing the game anyways.
Be aggressive.
That's the
Yeah.
kind of stuff that the Lions started doing a couple years ago before people started being real scared of them. Right? They were going for those 4s and 1s, and they were doing fake punts and things like that. And like sometimes when you're not expected to win the game, you take some chances to see what happens. Right?
Yeah.
So definitely would not have been a good football play, but it definitely would have been a brave play that could have ignited the crowd and could have won the game if they'd gone for it and got it right with 1 yard to go with Stevenson right there. You never know what happens there.
Yeah. We got a few people. Hey, if y'all on Facebook, make sure you hit that. Well, if you're on YouTube, hit that like button. Give me the thumbs up. If you're on Facebook, share the content. Also, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Sideline, we're also live on the Sideline Sports Network. Please hit the like button on that YouTube. Go over there to the Sideline Sports Network. Subscribe to that YouTube. I really appreciate it, man. Let's get into some of these comments. Desmond Harris, don't understand why people are so upset about the game. We hung in there with a solid run game and a mid quarterback in Brissett. No disrespect to him. The future is lit. I like that.
Yeah, I mean we definitely have a bright future. I think we did hang in there, right? Even though our QB was not really up to par, our O line is terrible. We hung in there, but I think once had this been a blowout, had the Seahawks been up 17-0 or 30-7, whatever, people would have been, I think, less upset because it's like, all right, well, they're a better team than us. It's because we were right there. We were one play or two away from winning that game. I think that's when you start to kind of have some hope, right? And then you just lose it, right? You don't end up closing the deal. That's when it becomes a tougher loss. That's at least in my opinion. That's how I feel about it.
Jabbar, what's going on with you? What's good? What happened with Pat Stats? Pat Stats is a guy. He's in school. He's back in school right now, so he'll be back soon. Let's see, Desmond Harris. Let's be honest. The passing game isn't really going to ignite until next season. We have a quarterback right now who's not the most mobile, and being behind the worst offensive line doesn't help matters. Good point, Des.
Yeah, man. It's definitely not going to ignite unless they put Drake May in there.
Yeah,
and even you don't know yet, right? So
yeah, you don't throw him in there right now. Yeah, you can't throw him in there like that. you see what's going on in Carolina right now? They just benched Bryce Young.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
No point in, that's what's going to happen. I didn't even notice the amount of times Douglas was missed wide open. Yeah, I watched some of the film. Douglas wide open on a bunch of plays. I think Polk too. I think Thornton was open a couple of times, but Pop Douglas, it's like 3 or 4 times yesterday. He was wide. I'm talking about big game he could have had. So we got to get that shored up, man. It starts with the offensive line. I mean, you got three levels you got to get to. The quarterback got to go through the progressions. Receiver got to run the right route, and the offensive line got to block. So it's not just because somebody wide open. Maybe the line didn't block. Maybe Brissett didn't go through the right reads. It's a lot of things that have to work right for everything to come together and be accurate and be right, man. So
yeah, I think that's definitely a combination of the O-line just letting people through real quickly and Brissett maybe not, being the most comfortable in the pocket and not being the best passer. You put all those things together and, you get a couple of wide open misses.
Yeah, and I don't think uncertain Drake May's going to do too much. Yeah, he can move, he's mobile, whatnot, but do you want to get your young quarterback killed before he even gets his career started? All right. And then I think, the passing is down league wild. I think the average is like 193 yards a game or something like that. So average the yard, it's bad. Passing is down right now, and none of the rookie quarterbacks are doing good right now. Jaden Daniels 0 passing touchdowns. Bo Nix 0 touchdowns, and Caleb Williams 0 touchdowns. He played last night and played bad.
Yeah.
2 picks. So I mean, I think you got Drake May. He's sitting right now, and JJ McCarthy. He got hurt. So
no, that's true. It's better to just leave him on the bench and let it play out. See if we can get some more weapons before we throw him out there.
Bingo. Oh, okay, I was just wondering. Yeah, it's all good, Jamari. Every play Pop runs the route like he's getting the ball. I like that about him. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Run the route like you're getting the ball. We seen Javon Baker yesterday. He got in, didn't get targeted. He was in there for a few snaps, so it's good that he was in there. I think Monday Stevens, he's off to a good start. Stevens is off to a good start. I like what I seen from Gibson yesterday. Gibson had a pretty good game yesterday. Run the ball.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
we're definitely getting that running game going. Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper. I just want to see more from the pass rush. What did you think about the Christian Gonzalez and DK Metcalf matchup?
I thought it was a good matchup, man. I thought he kind of locked him up a little bit. I know DK had a couple of had a couple catches against them. I know
Yeah, you
towards the
take away that
game.
wide open 56-yard ball, he really didn't do much.
No, well, he had that. I think he was in OT. He had that like 3rd and like 10 catch on him, where he ran around and then came. He ran a comeback route, and
I think they say he pushed
then
off on that route though.
I mean, that's what they say, but it is what it is. It wasn't called. We can't
Yeah,
we can't start blaming the refs, right? So that he had that one. That was a pretty important play. But other than that, I mean, I think he pretty much had him on lock. So
yeah.
he just seems to
Man,
Christian
DK so
Gonzalez.
huge, man. He
Yeah,
did a
that's a
good
big
job.
dude.
He did a
Yeah,
good
that's a
job
big
on
dude.
him.
Yeah, and he's fast too. So
Yeah,
he's just as fast as him, and he was keeping up with him physically. So I mean, Gonzo is definitely that he's got a bright future, and I can't wait to see him face what he's gonna do against Garrett Wilson and the rest of those
yeah.
guys this year.
Thursday, man. We about to go ahead and get into that real bridge. We will be back live Wednesday. Got a special guest coming on. Got a Jets YouTuber coming on Wednesday. So make sure y'all check out that show. Also, 9 people here, hit the like button. Give me the likes on Facebook, share the content, Twitter, share. But give me that thumbs up on YouTube. I appreciate it. Let's see, DJ Jones. So when you think Drake makes you see action, my personal opinion, I think we need to get the offensive line situated first because look at what's happened to Caleb. Yeah, like I just said, Caleb hasn't even played good so far. He's like throwing 2 picks. He's 1-1, 2 picks, 0 touchdowns. So the rookie
Yeah,
quarterbacks as a whole, they haven't played that good. So what's the point of rushing May out there?
yeah, and Jaden Daniels got hurt a couple times yesterday
Yeah,
too. I mean, he
right.
got up and kept going, but it's only a matter of time before he gets hit hard enough. So
Yeah.
without an O line, we got to protect our guy for sure.
I don't think Jacoby Brissett's going to last too much long because you look at that Bengals game. He got off the field,
Yeah,
got off the ground kind of slowly. Yesterday, he
right.
got on. He was holding his leg one time, holding his shoulder one time. I don't
Yeah,
think he's going to last too much longer, man. I think sooner or later Drake May's going to come in.
yeah, for sure. I think he's going to come in at some point this year because of injury.
I hate to be this guy, but Jacoby getting hit like that seems like an injury is coming if he continues to take shots like that, which will lead to us throwing May out there. Yep, like I just said, I just admitted that, man. I just said that certain that right there. I think he's going. I think Jacoby said he's a couple hits. You can just see it. He just hanging on for dear life. Really, it's a
Right,
couple. He take a couple more of those hits. He's gonna be gone. He's already limping to
right.
get off the field, man. So it's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting to see. Let's get on to the Jets real quick before we get off. Now, what are your opening thoughts on that game Thursday night?
I think it's going to be an interesting game. We got to make sure we come out strong with the run,
Yeah,
like we always do. But again, like I said earlier, they got Brees Hall, so we're not going to outrun them.
yeah,
They got Aaron Rodgers and they got Gary Wilson, so we're not going to outpass them either. It's got to
mm-mm.
be a combination of the two, right? Our defense got to come to play. Hopefully, Gonzo can lock down Gary Wilson. But then even Adam Lazard, sometimes he can go off too, right?
Yeah.
He's had a couple of drops already this year. He's not the same person he was in Green Bay, but Aaron Rodgers trusts him, and so we'll see, man. Hopefully, we can slow down Aaron Rodgers. We can slow down that passing attack. And like you said, the defensive line definitely got to get stronger because Brees Hall's about to run all over them if they don't tighten up.
I think we got to play a game similar to how we played against Cincinnati. Come out, control the clock, control the game, run the ball, take it, make your third downs or whatnot, and get out there, Aaron Rodgers. Keon White, Uche, we're gonna need them big that game. Jets are 1-1 coming off a game that I thought it was gonna lose to the Titans. They should have lost. Jets really should be 0-2 right now. We should be
They should
2-0.
be, yeah.
Jets should be 0-2. They're coming off a close game to that Titans. A pretty good game, came down to the wire. I think Will Levis lost them that game for them yesterday. So coming to the Jets game and whatnot, it's gonna be very interesting. But I think about Aaron Rodgers, he's gonna make 1 or 2 throws a game that's gonna be killer.
Yeah,
He gonna
yeah,
make he got that quick. He's gonna make 1, 2 throws, and that's gonna be what it's gonna be. That's gonna separate Rodgers from Brissett. Can
yeah,
Brissett match those with Rodgers? I mean, you probably bet on both. Say no, that's not gonna happen. But I think like Rodgers gonna make 1 or 2 throws, maybe even 3 throws a game. It's gonna be like, oh man, that's just a good throw. And then like
yeah.
last year, Gonzo versus Garrett Wilson did a pretty good job on him, but he has Zach Wilson throwing the ball. Aaron Rodgers is going to get that
That's
ball
true.
to Garrett Wilson.
Yeah. I know Aaron Rodgers had a throw to I think it was to Garrett Wilson down the sideline yesterday. He just like floated it
It
over
might
the
have been
defender,
Williams. It
and,
might have been
and
Mike Williams.
it might have been Mike Williams, but he just like floated it over the defender, and I was like, "Dang, Aaron Rodgers still got a few
Yeah,
of those throws
he's going to
in
make
him."
1 or 2 of those throws a game. They're
Yeah,
going to be killers, man. I
yeah,
remember
and
we
so
played them a couple of years ago. I think it was 2022. I think Betty Zappi started that game, and Rodgers he made a couple of throws that game. We could have won that game. And we was controlling the whole game, and then we just messed around lost to Aaron Rodgers. He's good, but he's gonna make a throw. Brissett, we're gonna have to get the passing game going on Thursday. Get some of the
oh for
receivers the
sure,
ball get them open, get them open. They're getting open on film. You can see they're open, but we could just have Jacoby Brissett. He's conservative. He's playing.
gonna have
He's
to take
not
some
going to lose
chances.
the game. Yeah, he's not going to
Yeah.
lose the game, but he's not going to win it either. So he only has he has a low ceiling and whatnot. So you kind of know what you're going to get from Jacoby Brissett. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens on Thursday night, man.
Yeah, man. I just like I said last week, I think we got a chance in this one. But it's gonna come down to making plays. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
Monday Night Football night. Who you got tonight? I'm gonna go with Philly tonight.
I don't know, man. You can. I don't know if you can trust Philly. You know, Falcons had a good game last week.
Well, let's see how the Falcons bounce back because they had a disappointing game against Pittsburgh last week. I don't think Kirk Cousins 100% healthy. So, but we know, hey, Kirk Cousins struggling. They're gonna be calling for Michael Penix. Well, they ain't home tonight. They in Philadelphia. So
yeah,
if those fans,
I mean, on paper,
at home.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, Philly's better, but I still don't know that I trust Philly from the meltdown they had last year. So I guess we'll see. We'll see. But you know, Kirk Cousins could go off any game. It's kind of like Geno Smith. He's not the top of the top superstar, but he'll give you 350 in any given game. So so we'll see.
Yeah, we definitely will, man. Hey, man, that's going to be it for us tonight. Kansas Past Our Podcast. That's it for the night. Make sure you hit the like button on YouTube. Make sure you go over to Sideline Sports Network. Hit the like button over there. Subscribe to that channel. Facebook, share the content, and make sure you give me that thumbs up on YouTube. I appreciate it. We will be back on Wednesday night to talk more about the Jets with a special guest. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
All right, man. Y'all have a good one.
Yes, sir.